went the long way round, but Ethan Thomas joining me for the second anniversary here at No Mercy Wrestling.
It's amazing.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
You get your own entrance is perfect, but we are here live at Caerphilly Leisure Centre. We haven't been here since November, Ethan. Tonight we've got a steel cage match, title matches galore.
Hell yeah.
What a way to see us in for 2 years. Back to you, Rich, in the ring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the first match? Ladies and gentlemen, the first match is scheduled for 1 fall.
Hey, yo, what?
Is this who I think it is? Is this?
I think it might just be.
It's former Combat Legacy champion James Ellis, the Brilliance.
There he is.
And he doesn't look like he's too happy, Ethan.
No.
Not that he ever is.
No, he never really is. I mean, he's stripped out. I'll give him that. But I mean, like, he doesn't really look happy to be here, but does he ever?
He's dressed to the nines as James Ellis all the time. But this time, he's absent of a little bit of weight, a little bit of gold, of course, since he lost that Combat Legacy Championship to Kenny Mantra the last time we saw him here at Caerphilly Leisure Centre in a street fight, no less.
Yeah, and what a match it was. However, James Ellis didn't come out as the victor, and, well, yeah, he's fuming, I mean, as you can see.
He's not a very happy guy, is he?
No, I wouldn't be as well if I lost the title.
I mean,
there he is.
He may complain all he wants, but he's the only one that lost that match, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's the one that lost it. It's his fault that he's not the champion. He got a little bit too arrogant, a little bit too big for his britches.
A bit loud and brash.
Well, aren't you lucky? The Brilliance has come to speak to all of you.
Oh, very arrogant.
Now, would we come to wrestle today? But guess what? Once again, No Mercy Management, and more specifically, Bevan, have decided not to book the best thing about No Mercy, the Brilliance, James Ellis.
I mean, he's not one to really toot his own horn, is he?
No, he doesn't seem like that guy.
One of the most braggadocious people.
Usually, I'd come here with a lot to say, but
Are you seriously just going to talk the entire way through the show, or can we get started?
Oh. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about a former champion complaining. That's all I'm seeing. All I'm seeing.
We're just explaining, bro.
All I'm seeing is.
Hey, whoa.
I'm not talking about your time.
I have booked this place out to talk to all of my fans.
Fans? First I'm hearing of it. Hey, whoa.
Well, the crowd seems to want it. I want to see James Ellis get his face slapped in.
I'll get myself in the ring. Do you want to see me miss Ethan Thomas? Never even want to see me miss that jabroni there. Look at the stick on him. What is he wearing? Hold on a second.
That man's attitude stinks. And he came prepared. He came prepared. Did Ethan Thomas? Are we going to see it? Well, we've got a referee present. Ethan Thomas looks ready to compete. The crowd seems to want it. Are we able to see James Ellis versus Ethan Thomas right here? I mean, I think we are. It's underway. John Woo drop kick from Project Infinity, and he is going straight to the Brilliance. Go on, Ethan. Show him who you are, mate. Throws him off. Reversal from the Brilliance. Ducks a line. Does Project Infinity. Satellite. Lovely tilt-toe whirl into another drop kick. Ethan Thomas is on fire already. The crowd knows who they favor tonight, and I got to admit, I think I side with them. Stopping himself, the wherewithal of Project Infinity there. Up to the middle rope he goes, crossbody. It could be it all over. Oh, close but no cigar. James Ellis, of course, the longest reigning champion in No Mercy history. He was the No Mercy Combat Legacy champion for well over a year. Lost that championship to Kenny Mantra in our last outing here at Caerphilly Leisure Centre. As I mentioned earlier on, in a street fight, incredible match, but now Ellis seems to think that he rules the roost still. Well, unfortunately for him, that's not quite how it goes. And my would-be commentary partner hoping to teach him a lesson. But James Ellis has turned it around in his own favor right now. Suplex, cradle reversal from Ethan Thomas. Not quite a 3. Charge to the ropes. Over the brilliance goes. And now, lovely baseball drop kick through the middle of the ropes. Ethan's definitely got the fans behind him tonight. Not that I can blame them. I mean, if your competition's James Ellis, if they boo you over him, you're doing something wrong. Ethan Thomas now caught on the top rope. And not in the most pleasant place either. James Ellis now looking to take it to the top. And I know we got a high ceiling, but there's no need to do this. Superplex to the top. Both men could be in danger here, but Ethan Thomas looking to fight it off. Headbutt to the brilliance. And now he's on wobbly leg. He's a little bit rocky. To the middle rope he goes. Overhead suplex. And the life has just been drained out of Ethan Thomas. Come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan. If anyone deserves to get kicked in the head tonight, it's James Ellis. Putting his hand on someone who isn't even an active competitor. This is why James Ellis has the reputation that he has. He's a great wrestler, but sometimes he's just an awful human being. Over the top he goes. Tope Atomico. And as I said, as much as I don't like James Ellis for his actions tonight, putting his hands on me was completely uncalled for. But he is still one of the best wrestlers, not only in No Mercy Wrestling, but in Wales overall. And he proves that every single time he steps foot in a professional wrestling ring. He's proving it right now, but Ethan Thomas is proving that he is one of the gutsiest competitors here in No Mercy Wrestling. He wasn't even scheduled to compete tonight, but he always comes prepared, and always comes prepared to kick out at 2. Ethan Thomas competed in 2 Iron Cobra tournaments. The first one, he went out in the quarterfinals against now member of the Virus, Adam Carter. And this year, well, last year, he made it to the semi-finals before being ousted by Alex Vaughn. Those losses did a lot to him, but they taught him how tough he needed to be to come back. And what better way to come back than with a victory over one of Wales' finest, the Brilliance. Good as gold, James Ellis, as he's caught with a knee. Right to the head. Into the cover he goes. And a kick out again. Ethan is staying in it. He is not letting go just yet. He's now trying to catch a reprieve in the corner. Come on, Ethan. Dig down deep. He did do it to himself, but he did it for a good reason, and I thank you for that, Ethan. Clothesline, come on. Project Infinity is more than a name. Feint there. Lovely kick. Drop kick takes the Brilliance down, wins him a little And the crowd rallying behind Ethan Thomas a little. Catches him in the corner. Off he goes. Once again, taking him on a tour of the ring, I think. Moved out of the way, but Ethan Thomas again able to scout and catch himself. Wonderful uppercut from the middle rope. But not enough to put James Ellis away. Not yet. He needs to think of something else. Ethan Thomas is a student of the game. He watches everything. He watches everyone. He is going to know exactly what to do and when to do. He just needs to put it into practice. James Ellis now using the referee as a guard. With a shoe! You've got to be kidding me. Backbreaker. Off the ropes, lariats. All that from hitting him with a shoe. Are you kidding me? Come on. Really, James? Is there any need? This is overkill in the highest degree. Touch of brilliance. Thanks for coming, Ethan Thomas, and it's over. For crying out loud.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this match, the Brilliance, James Ellis!
He used the referee as a guard. Then he hit Ethan Thomas with his shoe. How despicable can you be? He claims to be the Brilliance, he claims to be good as gold, but James Ellis now having to cheat his way to victory. How far has the former champion fallen? And all that wearing chinos. It's impressive, but detestable. But Ethan Thomas now being helped to the back by our ring crew. He was meant to be my commentary partner this evening, and I guess I'm calling it a solo now. But thank you, Ethan, for everything. Thanks for helping. Ethan Thomas again helping me tonight, but I think I've been joined by a guest as I wasn't expecting you tonight. It's Benjamin Harlan from Act 2.
No mercy. You weren't expecting that tonight, were you? You weren't expecting the Brilliance to turn up and not only blow everyone out of the water on the mic, but then beat Ethan Thomas into a pulp. Ethan, you may be a wrestler, but tonight I prove to you why I am just the absolute best thing about this company. Now, no mercy management. Bevan, I prove to you that I should have been on this card in the first place. And that just sums up my point. You're out to get me. You're biased against the Brilliance. But don't you worry. I've got a plan. The Brill always has a plan. Because I am good as gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. And it is for the No Mercy Combat Legacy Championship!
Well, we just saw the former champion. Now we get to see the current one. And possibly the next one. The train now arriving at platform Caerphilly. A man that has been here since day one in No Mercy Wrestling. A man who has been conducting chaos, fun, laughter, joy. And tonight, a title match.
Absolutely, we know all of a sudden Kenny Mantra, very good friends. You know what I mean? This will be, you're not going to see the underhanded tactics you saw from a James Ellis in a match like this, but Could that be a detriment to all of a sudden? You know, yes, great friends, great friendship between the two. This is a championship match. This could be all of a sudden's first championship in No Mercy. Like you said, he's been here from day one. This could be his chance. Is he going to let friendship get in the way?
Well, we all saw how hard Kenny Mantra fought to become that Combat Legacy champion. For 2 years almost, after every single defeat, after every single hurdle, he got back up and continued to fight. All of a sudden, embodies that exact fighting spirit as well, Benjamin. And I mean, you said it yourself. They are very, very good friends, but all of a sudden is far more experienced, and he is going to use that as best he can to get the upper hand on his friend and win, as you said, his first piece of gold in No Mercy Wrestling.
That's absolutely correct. All of a sudden, of course, as you said, so much more experience than Kenny Mantra.
He said just a few days ago on social media, he's all about laughs, all about joy, all about having a good time. But sometimes you've had enough time to laugh and it's time to get down to business. And tonight is that business.
And introducing his opponent.
As he puts the sunglasses on, senior official Stu Waters.
Do you think, Kai, as well, that somebody like Kenny Mantra, yes, he is excellent. He wouldn't be the Combat Legacy champion if he wasn't, but we were talking about the experience levels of all of a sudden. Do you think Kenny Mantra could take that for granted, thinking, oh, we're friends, it's not going to be that hard, he might go easy on me? Do you think that's something that Kenny Mantra may be thinking in sort of a more inexperienced mindset than someone like all of a sudden?
Some competitors might think like that, but I've known Kenny Mantra for a lot of years now. I've known him for about 6 years, and the entire time that he's been in professional wrestling. And in that time, yes, he hasn't been around for too long, but he has developed at such a speed, such a pace, that the experience edge is there. But I believe the mindset of Kenny Mantra is it's light years ahead of what we would think someone of 6 years experience is. I think he knows that all of a sudden has that edge on him, and he knows that all of a sudden could very easily turn the tables. But Kenny Mantra is a man that will never, ever underestimate his opponents. He didn't underestimate James Ellis. In fact, he overestimated him, and that ended up being to the detriment of him. So maybe we see the inverse of what you said, Ben.
Absolutely. You see, as well, with people that you don't see as often, with people who are newer to professional wrestling, you never truly know what to expect. So, like we said, we could be having this conversation right now. The game plan could be in Kenny Mantra's mind. He could already know exactly what he's going to do in this situation. And because we haven't seen him as much as we've seen someone like All of a Sudden, who we can predict, we know the way that All of a Sudden works. We don't really know that for Kenny Mantra.
Well, I'll beg to differ. I don't think All of a Sudden's many things. Predictable, I don't think, is one of them.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to the challenger to my right. He hails from right here in Philly. He is Oh So Locomotive, the conductor of the crazy train. New t-shirts on sale now. This is Oliver Soda!
He's got the hometown behind him.
He's turned it off.
Rich doesn't have the mic behind him, though.
Introducing the champion to my left. He hails from Rusky's Wells. He is the heartbeat of professional wrestling. This is Kenny Mantra.
Wow, very, very similar reactions there.
This could be a very interesting one. The friendship the respect. But will that all go out the window when that bell rings? As you said, the gold is on the line, and championships can change people.
It can make you do crazy things, Guy.
All of a sudden does crazy things on a daily basis, but winning the Combat Legacy Championship from his friend, could that just be a little bit too crazy for him? We'll find out tonight. The crowd loves the referee as well.
That is very true. We can confirm Stu, the referee, is not the Combat Legacy Champion.
He is not the Combat Legacy Champion. This is true.
Just in case that
He'd be a great champion.
I agree.
He'd be a great champion.
Agree. Maybe further down the line.
Maybe, you never know.
Maybe
anything can happen in the world anything can happen in No Mercy Wrestling. All of a sudden, always the businessman. Anticipation, easy for me to say, is building for this match now. As we are underway, friend versus friend, for the Combat Legacy Championship. Now Ben, have you stepped foot in the ring with either of these men before?
In fact, I have not. However, I was there the day that James Ellis won the Combat Legacy Champion, became the first champion. And what else happened on that show was Shane Hooker and Kenny Mantra had one of the most insane matches I've ever seen.
Incredible match.
To win the Iron Cobra tournament, of course, Shane Hooker winning that. And I'm very familiar with all of a sudden
Rolling in the ropes.
just as a roll-up happens there.
Ring positioning of Kenny Mantra coming in handy there. A little bit too close. But you were saying?
Yes, so I'm incredibly familiar with the work of Oliver Sudden from travelling around, of course, Wales and the rest of the UK. In a rare occasion, I can't give you an in-ring perspective from these two, which makes this match ever so more intriguing to me.
I have stepped foot in the ring opposite Kenny Mantra. It was many, many years ago, long before he became the beast that he is now. He is a completely different animal to what I dealt with in the ring with him all those years back.
Sunset flip.
Dueling covers there. Respecting each other there. Not going immediately in for the kill. Could the lack of killer instinct come back to bite either competitor later in this match?
Absolutely. All of a sudden, his back completely turned to Kenny Mantra. Kenny Mantra letting him get back to his feet.
Kenny Mantra very quick to grab that headlock from that handshake there, however. The champion not letting that friendship influence him too much just yet.
Absolutely, in quite a rare position to see Oliver Sudden in on the back foot. Of course, just visually here, you see the size differential between these two. Oliver Sudden, incredibly tall.
He's a very big boy.
A very big boy.
He's a train of a man. There we go. Yeah. He is 6'5", over 250 pounds, I believe he was telling me earlier. He is not the smallest man in the building. Neither is Kenny Mantra, but you can tell that there is an obvious size disparity between these two.
It tells you the size and stature of Oliver Sudden, that in a room of regular people, Kenny Mantra would stand out for his physique. So to look almost an average size with someone as big as Oliver Sudden, big back elbow.
Takes the champion down, lifts him up, atomic drop.
Atomic drop.
That's not a low blow, he was telling the referee.
It's classic Oliver Sudden here.
Trying to get him up. What's he thinking? Suplex.
Here we go.
Hold on.
Stalling up there.
Kenny Mantra looked like was about to reverse it. Not quite able to get all the leverage he needed and came crashing down to the mat. And as we said, 6'5". That is a large man. And a very high height to fall from.
Absolutely.
Especially to be dragged from by all of a sudden there was Kenny Mantra.
Really, never knowing when you're going to fall in that situation, and it's a lot of pressure to have just leaning over you in a cover kicking out of a cover from all of a sudden is going to exhaust you just that little bit more. And I think he knows that, and he's going to use things like that to his advantage here.
Well, we've said this, all of a sudden with the experience edge, he's been around for quite a while, been in the ring with some of the very best in the country, as has Kenny Mantra. But all of a sudden, in those matches, and it is a very common thing with him, he will go for many, many covers to try and exhaust the opponent, as you were saying. And with Kenny Mantra, I know a very valiant fighter, but also an asthma sufferer.
Yes.
And that is a very important fact. With someone like all of a sudden, Kenny Mantra is going to want to be as fast as he can. Will that overexertion end up biting him in this match?
Of course, typically you'd say a speed advantage from a smaller competitor against a larger competitor, but like you say, there are external factors such as that, such as an asthma sufferer and things, that all of a sudden he's going to know. And he's going to know how to conserve that gas tank, conserve that energy for when he knows he will need it. And maybe Kenny Mantra straight back on the back foot from that cover here.
Well, both of these men, as I've said, been in No Mercy for a very long time. Day one, all of a sudden, was in a tag team match with RC Chaos against the Devil's Reject. But on that show, it's very important to note this. Kenny Mantra was on that show, but he was in the pre-show match.
Yes.
He didn't make the full main show, and now, 2 years on, after scratching and clawing his way to that Combat Legacy Championship, he is defending against one of his best friends in the world. What a story Kenny Mantra has had here in No Mercy Wrestling over the past 2 years.
Absolutely, it goes to show the drive and the ability, and like you said earlier, he's a different beast now.
Absolutely.
The Kenny Mantra of the pre-show of 2 years ago is not the Kenny Mantra we're seeing in the ring right now. And all of a sudden, clubbing blows to the gut there, one to the chest, caught the boots.
Turn around, going in, standing sliced bread.
Beautiful. Mantra really needs to capitalize here.
All of a sudden is moving, he's trying to stir. Kenny Mantra would really need to put a kill shot in right now if he wants to get this match out of the way quickly.
Absolutely, even moving to his side, that's going to make covering all of a sudden that much more difficult. You've got to move him back down.
Exactly. Taking someone down in this match is great, but you need to take them down in the right way so that you can get that cover for Kenny Mantra, so he can get to the top rope with enough time to hit that frog splash, to put the exclamation mark on the match.
Yeah.
All of a sudden moving out of the way. Under he goes.
All of a sudden.
Direction again, crossbody.
Flying crossbody.
Bullet train. I believe he calls that.
Now you see again, we keep going back to the experience edge. You saw standing slice red, beautifully done. Kenny Mantra wasn't able to capitalize. All of a sudden knows in those situations you have your opponent down. You have to be on them. You have to stay there. You have to be as fast as you possibly can, because you never know when you may just eke out that win.
Yeah, the thing with pro wrestling, and I say it all the time, is it only takes 3 seconds to win or lose a match.
Absolutely.
But it also takes a split second to lose that opportunity to win or lose a match. All of a sudden, as you said, moved perfectly onto his side. He knew that that was going to make the job of Kenny Mantra a whole lot harder. And to the point where Kenny Mantra, if you notice, he didn't even try to get a cover there.
It's moves like that, it's actions like that speak to the experience levels we were talking about earlier. Now, Kenny Mantra, to be fair, having a little bit of time here to recover, would it be useful to him to use this to catch his breath, to use this, because things like this is going to happen. All of a sudden is going to be straight back on him. He needs to be smart, he needs to conserve this energy.
But also it's surprising to me that all of a sudden gave Kenny Mantra that long on the outside to recharge and to catch his breath. If it was me, I'd have thrown him straight back in and gone for that cover.
That's that friendship showing, like we said.
All of a sudden, I'm not sure is ready to separate that friendship from this match just yet. But when this match gets into the later days, maybe. Splash.
Two. Kick out Kenny Mantra.
A splash like that, even if it doesn't end the match, it's going to do a lot of damage to you.
Absolutely, there are so many things you see in matches. There are so many moves, there are so many positions that people are put in not to win, but to wed.
Absolutely, yeah. And all of a sudden, he's a perfect kind of wrestler to do those kinds of things. He's also a wrestler that many people, maybe even his friends included, underestimate. Because all of a sudden, as I've said, hold on, it might be over here.
Facebuster. 2, again kicking out and again exerting more energy, pushing all of a sudden off of him. Kenny Mantra could really afford a little bit of respite here, but he's just not going to get it.
All of a sudden now, even taunting his opponent a little bit, slapping him on the chest, get the crowd into it. Even that's dealing a little bit of damage to Kenny Mantra.
All of a sudden knows...
Very crafty from the challenger.
He knows he's in control here.
He just needs to
Setting up.
capitalize.
May have spoken too soon.
Backslide there from Kenny Mantra. Underneath he goes.
Clothesline. Oh, beautiful stunner. Rocks all of a sudden. Doesn't quite take him off his feet.
It's rocked him. He's staggering. That was a very high clothesline there to the head.
And sling blades. All of a sudden, directly down to the ground. Kenny Mantra needs to capitalize. This is something he should have done earlier. He needs to do that now.
Look at the eyes of all of a sudden. They are like donuts. They are all glazed over. And now Kenny Mantra into the corner. The crowd starting to turn in his favor.
Kenny Mantra could not be in a better position now to deliver that kill shot, and that might have been it.
Could have been a rocket kick.
One,
it's
two,
not over yet. Not quite.
You can just catch the despair almost in Kenny Mantra's eyes.
This is very interesting from the crowd. Kenny Mantra getting the crowd behind him. All of a sudden, the hometown boy both men now struggling to their feet. Dueling forearms. Sometimes best friends make the better opponents.
Absolutely. The adage, best friends hit each other harder.
We're seeing it on full display right now.
And wow.
It's a very brave move from Kenny Mantra.
Oh, did just quite get him off his feet. All of a sudden not allowing that. Wing clipper.
This could be all over now.
Oh, and he still kicks out. Beautifully executed wing clipper from all of a sudden. And now, could we see him start to get frustrated? He is throwing the book at Kenny Mantra, and he just keeps getting up.
All of a sudden has such an expansive repertoire of moves. And he's gone to the well quite a few times now, and nothing is putting Kenny Mantra away. He's got to be thinking, what do I have to do? What do I have to do to stop the heartbeat of professional wrestling? There has to be some sort of cardiac incident here. But Kenny Mantra moving out of the way
and gets him
again
off his feet.
Look at the strength from Kenny Mantra. TKO. Didn't get all of it, but did he get enough of it into the cover?
Oh, and you've got to think.
He couldn't quite get his arm around to properly bring him down in that full cutter. And now all of a sudden stirring already.
You've got to wonder, not great to dwell on a what if, but it has to be in Kenny Mantra's mind, what if he got 100% of that TKO? Would he be having his arm raised, championship in hand right now?
Pro wrestling is full of if, buts and maybes, but this match needs an absolute, and it needs a champion! As all of a sudden, planting the champion down. Whoever wins this match, they would have very, very well earned this match.
Big ending. Here we go. This is what you need to do. Kenny Mantra incredibly smart, rolling directly to the apron.
Who's the more experienced man in this ring right now? Kenny Mantra knew exactly what he was doing there. You can't pin a man under the ropes. Saving himself, maybe saving his championship reign there, Ben.
All of a sudden, not going to allow him to get away with a tactic like that. Stood on the bottom rope, as we can see there. Beautiful. Enziguri rocks all of a sudden, and he's down.
in perfect position. Kenny Mantra, we've seen him go up here many times before. We saw him win the Combat Legacy Championship with this very move. Could he be thinking, maybe? Frog Splash moves out of the way, does the challenger. This could turn on a dime.
There it is.
That's the bullet train.
The bullet train is in the station, you've got to think.
And now
we are mere seconds away.
Will the train
from a new
and
Combat Legacy champion?
Here? No, they will not. The championship train is yet to pull out of the station. Kenny Mantra still clinging on to that championship.
Borderline unbelievable resilience from Kenny Mantra.
But we've seen it time and time again. Kenny Mantra does not quit. There's a reason he's called the heartbeat of professional wrestling. Because until all the blood is drained from his body, he will not say, I quit. He will not stay down unless he absolutely has to. And all of a sudden, the straps are down now. Business is in session.
The fun completely out of the window.
Goes
for a big ending, catches him into the victory roll, and a 3!
Just like that! 3 seconds is all it takes.
Your winner, and still No Mercy Combat Legacy champion, Kenny Mantra!
What a split. What a split decision from Kenny Mantra there. Landing on his feet, catching all of a sudden into a pinning predicament there, and ending the challenger's conquest.
And that was an incredibly incredibly focused all of a sudden.
More focused than I've ever seen him.
100%. We were saying earlier on, you know, I stand incredibly corrected. You told me earlier, I said, could we be seeing some predictability from all of a sudden? We see him so often. And you said you wouldn't call him predictable, and I couldn't have predicted that level.
But I've just noticed something. During this match, he'd already hit a big ending. Kenny Mantra knew in that position what he needed to do. All of a sudden made the mistake of going to the same well twice. It only took one mistake and the champion capitalized. What an incredible ending to a very well matched matchup.
Extending the hands. Gotta think they are friends, but this has to be heartbreaking for all of a sudden.
It has to sting, surely. But does it sting enough to mean you can't show love to your friend?
There we go.
That's what it's all about. Sportsmanship in its highest regard. That's what we strive for here in No Mercy Wrestling. That's what that Legacy Championship is all about, then. Very game performance from all of a sudden. But still, your Combat Legacy Champion, the heartbeat of professional wrestling, Kenny Mantra.
Ladies and gentlemen, once more, give it up. And still, No Mercy Combat Legacy champion, Kenny
Now we are going from 2 day ones here at No Mercy to this wrestler's day one at No Mercy, a debutant here for the 2nd anniversary show in Luca, Romeo.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his No Mercy Wrestling debut, he hails from the Isle of Como.
is one of those people that he just has such a high opinion of himself. He strikes me as the kind of guy who thinks that just because he's stepping foot in the ring tonight, this ring is going to double in its value.
Now you see, normally I would say that it's an unwarranted opinion, but for somebody like Luca Romeo, I really can't deny that he's kind of earned the right to be a little bit cocky. This guy trained by one of the best in Flash Morgan Webster, already in his very young career competed for companies such as Chaos Wrestling. This is somebody who has exploded onto the scene here. And to be fair, maybe he has in the right to, you know, love himself a little bit.
Well, it's very important to note, I think, Luca Romeo only made his professional wrestling debut December of 2023.
No Mercy Wrestling! She is the Cult Classic! She is Beth Root! This is Lucia!
From a debut, sorry Ben, from a debut to someone who was on the very debut of No Mercy Wrestling, the Cult Classic, Lucia Lee, and she's changed a lot in 2 years, Ben.
She certainly has, and this is one hell of a challenge for someone like Luca Romeo. Of course, Lucia Lee, not only well known here at No Mercy, traveling up and down the UK, wrestle for Revolution Pro Wrestling, former challenger for the Queen of Southside Championship. Lucia Lee has done a lot, and this could be, if Luca Romeo can eke out a win here, a career-defining win for him at this point in his young career in wrestling.
It very well could be, and I mean the numbers are kind of in his advantage because Lucia Lee has competed, I believe, 5 or 6 times here in No Mercy Wrestling, only able to pull off one successful victory in her time here. She main evented the first event for No Mercy Wrestling. She was unsuccessful in that encounter. A couple of shows after that, she came back, tried again. Her attitude in those defeats started to improve a little bit.
It absolutely did.
She's a completely different person. She acts completely different than she did back then. But she also wrestles completely different to how she used to back then.
That's very true. I was there for one of those defeats of Lucia Lee, of course, for the Combat Legacy Championship. It was herself, Harley Hudson, and James Ellis. And it's around that time when you sort of saw the attitude change in Lucia Lee. Now, pretty much it's a stalemate here with the lockup and...
Body blow from Luca Romeo. Resorting to some underhanded tactics already. But Lucia Lee is not going to shy away from that. Not one to shy away from a challenge is the Cult Classic.
Not at all. One of the toughest competitors I've ever been in the ring with.
Go for another lockup here. Now you would know this a little better than me, but both of these competitors training at New Way West Midlands as of late, both plying their craft there, and Lucia Lee, of course, also training at Kamikaze Pro Dojo as well.
Absolutely.
Gaining as much experience as humanly possible in just for herself as well. Only about 4 or 5 years in the game as well.
And it is so important to get all of those points of view. This is how you become the complete package. And that's something, it's such a pleasure to see people like a Lucia Lee, like a Luca Romeo become everything that they can be. As you see here, Luca Romeo going to take the leg of Lucia Lee.
Wonderful counter into a face lock from Fran Chancery there.
There we see, talking about experience in the last match, the experience of Lucia Lee knew exactly how to get out of that straight away into a wrist lock.
Well, I mean, you look at Lucia Lee, she's had easily about 120, 130 more matches than Luca Romeo has had. Over a far more expansive time frame as well. But Luca Romeo could very, very well be that challenge that Lucia Lee needs to completely reconfigure herself here in No Mercy Wrestling. Back elbow that caught a flush.
A dirty back elbow straight into the jaw.
He's not the cleanest wrestler. Did he just pick gum up off the floor?
Certainly did. I might advocate for his confidence, but I can't advocate for that. Returning the back elbow there is Lucia Lee.
We care about hygiene here in No Mercy Wrestling.
Beautiful drop kick directly to the point of the back of the neck. Cover here.
That was a very deep cover from Lucia Lee as well. As we said in the previous match, covers like that will take a lot from an opponent. To kick out your entire body weight from a position like that, that takes a lot out of any competitor.
Especially after an onslaught like the one from Lucia Lee. And here's something Luca Romeo needs to look out for. Like I said, I've been in the ring with Lucia Lee a lot. She has lethal striking ability, especially with those kicks. You see it in her repertoire. You see it in the spin kick in the corner.
Slap from Luca Romeo, no respect. The crowd showing their disapproval for that one.
Lucia going to return it.
To the hair again.
Down.
No respect at all from Luca Romeo.
A surprising lack of admonishment from referee Stu here. Beautiful elbow drop.
I mean, I've only been in the room with Luca Romeo once, choking her on the ropes now.
But this is almost veteran mindset. He's straight on her. He's not letting up. You know, and this is something that Kenny Mancha could have benefited from in our last match, and it's something that Luca Romeo is really using to his advantage here against Lucia Lee.
Every rose has its thorn, and this rose is hoping to prick Lucia Lee and take her out of this match tonight. Clubbing blow to the back. But you know Luca Romeo a little bit better than I would. I've only been in the room with him once, and I'll be honest with you, I don't get the nicest impression from him. He seems like, doesn't seem like the nicest dude in the room.
If the conversation's not about himself, he's not interested. Lucia Lee fighting back there.
Again with a clubbing blow to the back.
Huge, and these are hard, these are fast strikes.
He's a very impressive wrestler. There's no taking away from that. In 3 months, the way that he wrestles, the way that he moves in that ring, it's of someone with 3 years, 5 years experience. He does not look as new to this as he is. It's incredible to watch.
I agree.
But not as incredible to hear him talk about.
You raise a very good point. Another body blow there. These have got to be wearing down the stamina of Lucia Lee here. Luca Romeo is unforgiving, unrelenting. He is not letting up at all. And a huge Irish whip straight to the corner there.
Caught with an elbow from Lucia Lee. Telegraphed it a little bit at Luca Romeo.
Luca Romeo there.
Kick again.
Up. Oh, but straight back down with a clothesline.
Cutting her off at the pass.
And a kick out.
Again, a deep cover from Luca Romeo. Using the tactics of Lucia Lee on her later in the match. Very, very clever wrestling from Tough Love, Luca Romeo.
Big suplex there, float over into the cover.
Very quick to capitalize on that.
One there, the frustration. And here we go, mounting strikes.
Are those closed-handed punches?
You've got to think, I'm starting to wonder if Stu the ref and Luca Romeo have a little bit of cahoots going on here.
Well, I mean, I saw a lot of blondies backstage. Maybe Luca Romeo has been bribing the official with those to sort of be a little bit more lenient with his tactics in this match.
Maybe so. That is an investigation for later on today. Here we
Into
go,
the ropes they go. Sends her off. Catching up.
Spine
Beautiful
buster.
spine buster there. High
Another
stack
deep
cover.
And another huge kick out from Lucia Lee. You can see the frustration now coming out of Lucia Lee. The stomps of the feet, the frustration, hitting the mat with her fists. She is not happy that Luca Romeo just seems to have her number so far.
She's struggling to get back into it. But Lucia Lee, as you said.
There we go, Death Valley neckbreaker.
This could be all.
2. And another kick out.
Lucia Lee knows how to play her cards very close to her chest. She knows that it only takes one very well-placed kick or one very well-placed strike to completely change the tide of the match. She just needs to find that one kick, that one strike. She can't find it
really does
when she's on the receiving end of that.
2, and another kick out. This is impactful move after impactful move, kick out after kick out. And you can see now
the frustration starting to wear thin on Luca Romeo as well.
Now you see somebody like a Lucia Lee can use this frustration to her advantage. Luca Romeo might not have gotten that under his belt yet. He might not know how to channel that into his work. This may cause him to lose his head. There we go, another body blow returning.
Of losing his head, I've got a question for you, Ben. The crowd has been very much in favor of Lucia Lee in this match. Has not been a fan of Luca Romeo. Does that have an effect on someone with the ego of Luca Romeo? He's not the star of the show. He doesn't have the spotlight according to the crowd. Does that play into effect with an athlete like this?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Caught with a super kick there.
Wow, beautiful capitalizing there from Lucia Lee.
That's what I'm talking about with Lucia Lee. It only takes one well-placed reversal. And now can she capitalize?
Beautiful spin kick in the corner.
And again, haluva kick into the corner.
Absolutely paintbrushing him with the haluva kick. Huge Saito suplex.
Well, Luca Romeo getting to his feet, not very comfortably on his feet. Was that desperation perhaps to get it to his feet, because he knew that if he stayed on his back for too long, Lucia Lee could have capitalized and got that pinfall.
I'm sure every watcher, every listener has heard the term out on their feet before. I think you're getting the clearest visual representation of that saying as you possibly can.
Those suplexes are vicious, and the crowd bloodthirsty. They want another.
And it looks like they're going to get
what they want. Got to give the people what they want. And now Luca Romeo not able to get off his back. Lucia Lee could perhaps benefit from rushing into the cover there, but I think she wants to teach Luca Romeo a lesson. Another one!
Another huge Saito suplex.
The cult classic has this on replay.
The fact that I have taken one of those Saito suplexes from Lucia Lee. The fact that Luca Romeo is even moving after 4 is completely astonishing. And could we be seeing a fit?
I don't think we can. Luca Romeo's too worn down to even stand right now. Lucia Lee now. Axe kick.
Axe kick there, and the Shining Wizard.
This could be a Luca Romeo.
Oh, wow.
Luca Romeo might benefit from staying down, I think, after those Saito suplexes and that Shining Wizard.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to be in there.
Hey, the guts it takes to even want to continue after something like that. You know, you really can't fault Luca Romeo for that. He's trying to come back to his feet. Lucia Lee pulling down the knee pads. Referee,
taking a page out of James Ellis's playbook.
Super kick.
Using the referee as a shield.
Here we go, and the Heartbreaker. The Heartbreaker sending her down to,
Heartbreaker could have been it. Lucia Lee having to dig down quite deep to stay in this contest after that. What a vicious maneuver from Luca Romeo.
Absolutely, don't let the pink tights and pretty face fool you.
This could be the final blow here.
Now looking for an
maybe. Lucia Lee reversing it. Headbutt to the
vicious
back of the neck.
Vicious headbutts. Could be going down, going for the cattle mutilation, and here it is.
Wonderful
We
game
have
plan
the grass,
there.
and look at it taps. Lucia Lee gets that victory that she needed.
By submission, Lucia Lee.
Well, for as good as Luca Romeo is, Lucia Lee on the night is just that little bit better. But Luca Romeo, I don't think This is going to be the last we see of him. You may not like him, but after a performance like that, well, you sure as hell have to respect him.
Incredible work by both competitors there. Lucia Lee finally eking out that win that she needed, rebuilding that momentum.
Luca Romeo not happy with that defeat, but I would be proud of myself for a match like that.
Well, you
The
know,
never say die in both of these athletes was incredible.
I, Joseph Connors, am returning to No Mercy Wrestling on Sunday, March the 24th. And I'm coming for the biggest prize in that promotion, namely the No Mercy Championship, which means I'm heading straight into a fight with you, Jay Joshua. Now, you've been climbing the pro wrestling industry ladder rung by rung by rung, and no doubt you have skill, you have grace, you have athleticism, you have speed, you have strength, all the combinations that belong in the main event. But when it comes to myself, Jay, I'm not just there to hand over my credibility. I'm not just there to hand over what I have left, because there is so much left in the tank, because all the bumps, all the bruises, all the miles that have been put on this body have done one thing. They slow most down, but they bring my momentum up. They bring my skill level up. They bring me forward. Now on Sunday, March the 24th, I'm expecting a hell of a match. I'm expecting a hell of an opponent. And I'm not expecting to walk through this thing. But what I promise, Jay, is I'm going to give you my absolute best, because I know that's exactly what you're going to bring to the table. No mercy. I'm not just coming for a short time. I'm coming for everything. And I'm coming to be the next No Mercy champion.
Strong words from tonight's challenger, but respectful words. Here he is, folks. Joseph Connors has been a member of the No Mercy Wrestling roster for quite some time now. If you can cast your mind back a year, he challenged James Ellis in the preceding main event for the Combat Legacy Championship. Now a year on, ahead of the snake, the second anniversary show, he challenges for the very recently established No Mercy Wrestling Championship. Then what has Joseph Connors got to be thinking tonight?
now you and I and everybody else here heard the words of Joseph Connors. That is a man who is focused. That is a man who has his plan directly in the front of his mind. Joseph Connors knows that he is going against one of the hottest wrestlers in the entire country today. Somebody who has been in big match situation after big match situation after big match situation, much like himself. He knows that today he is fighting an equal, and that has to be weighing on his conscience here. But you cannot deny the confidence of Joseph Connors.
I mean, he's earned the right to be confident. I mean, you look at him, former NXT UK superstar. Joseph Connors has been a mainstay on the British wrestling scene for many, many years now.
Wrestling some of the biggest names in professional wrestling as a whole, not just in the UK but beyond. And that is a career path that is almost mirroring the journey that Jay Joshua is currently taking. of course, one of the finalists of TNA's Gut Check from last year in 2023, someone who has just recently returned from WXW over in Germany, someone who's had the endorsement of some of the biggest names in Europe. Of course, his unbelievable match with Trent Seven at our friends at Pro Wrestling Chaos a few months ago. Jay Joshua is going up and up and up.
Jay Joshua won the No Mercy Wrestling Championship in the first ladder match in company history. Back at first Learn Stand, then Learn Fly, all the way back last September, and he doesn't want to lose that championship just yet.
Introducing first the challenger to my left. He hails from Nottingham, England, entering into his 18th year as a professional wrestler.
Wow. Now that has got to be intimidating to hear. That is 18 years of experience at the highest level.
And now, introducing the champion to my right.
I'd be trembling if I was opposite
He
that.
hails from Cardiff, South Wales. He is sicker than your average. He is ice cold. You're reading and defending No Mercy Heavyweight Champion. This is Jay Joshua.
Again, similar to what we saw earlier with all of a sudden Kenny Mantra, a very split crowd here. A lot of respect for both of these men. Now, of course, earlier on we said there was a friendship dynamic there. As much as these two may respect each other, they are not friends. We are not going to see that same level of sportsmanship here, regardless of professional or personal respect between these two.
It's a difficult match to try and call at this point, because you've got someone, as you said, in Jay Joshua, who has been rising to the very top of the industry over the past few years. Since we came out of the dreaded pandemic, Jay Joshua has been a mainstay. He really has. Any promotion has Jay Joshua either on every show or on the periphery. As you said, WXW, TNA's Gut Check. Jay Joshua has been a name on everyone's lips for a very long time, but Joseph Connors has been a name on everyone's lips for double, maybe even triple that length of time. He's a man that has wrestled some of the very best the world has to offer. And tonight, he takes all of that into a fight, maybe even a war, against our champion, ice cold Jay Joshua.
A very respectful handshake before the lockup there. And you've got to think that within that journey that you've just described that Joe Connors has taken, despite the style differential between these two, he has to see a bit of himself in Jay Joshua.
Caught in the corner they are there. Jay Joshua looked like he was trying to get a lift, a suplex of some kind maybe on Joseph Connors, but he was able to catch himself in the corner.
Again, just the difference here, like we said, this is more of a professional respect than a personal respect, as earlier on in the Combat Legacy match. You see that, yes, a very clean, a very respectful break, but they are straight back on it. Joseph Connors stalking. He's not going to let that killer instinct switch off just because he respects Jay Joshua.
Without question. There is a key difference I see between these two men, and that is that Joseph Connors, as you said, 18 years of experience, is a trainer. He is helping to teach what a maneuver there. Caught himself in the ropes. But Joseph Connors is helping to teach the next generation of wrestlers here in the UK. Jay Joshua is amongst that generation. So you've got to think that Jay Joshua, having crossed paths with Joseph Connors before, has picked up a thing or two. And maybe that could help him in this match, gain an advantage, and maybe even the victory over the veteran Joseph Connors.
100% the influence of Joseph Connors is going to rub off on his trainees. That is just a natural thing, especially in professional wrestling. So Jay Joshua not only has wrestled Joseph Connors before and knows what to expect, but he has also interacted with, he has seen those traits in other people. He has had more even more of an opportunity to scout Joseph Connors by wrestling his associates, not only wrestling him himself.
Real kick there from the challenger. Drops the champion down to his back, into the cover.
Unbelievable, and you see
Barely
there,
a 1 count.
not only did that spin kick catch Jay Joshua directly in the jaw, it also caught him in the hand. You see him shaking off that hand. Jay Joshua, a master striker in the ring. Could something just as little as that, maybe not even intentional by Joseph Connors, cause him issues further down the line in this match?
That's the problem with someone that wrestles the style that Jay Joshua has. Every strike that is lobbied his way, he's a master striker, as you said. He's aiming to block that. If it's a kick, if it's a punch. You've got that arm up, you've got that hand up. Sometimes the hand will take the brunt of that impact, and that will lessen the impact of your own punches. Very, very good spot there, Ben. Caught there in a cross body slam. Senton.
Huge senton certainly doesn't seem to be affecting Jay Joshua at the minute.
But again, the experience of Joseph Connors is something that it's very important to note, because Jay Joshua, as I said, has been everywhere for a very long time. He's been in No Mercy for a very long time. A lot of his matches are available on Premier Wrestling on YouTube. Joseph Connors has a whole library, a litany of matches there at your fingertips online. Jay Joshua has a far easier job of scouting Jay Joshua through that than Joseph Connors has, rather, of him.
Yes.
There's a lot more online of Joseph Connors than there is of Jay Joshua. That may change very soon with the trajectory of the champion.
Absolutely, and don't get me wrong, Joseph Connors is a complete package, but like I said earlier, you will see those traits rub off on his trainees, people who are coming up in the new generation of British wrestling. There is only one Jay Joshua.
Joseph Connors thought he was onto something there, but a chop.
And it only took one chop to completely kill the momentum of Joseph Connors. Almost scarpering at that point to the outside. He wants no more of the striking ability of Jay Joshua.
I felt a couple of kicks from Jay Joshua in my time, and there's a reason I'm sat here and I don't ever go in the ring. Have you been on the receiving end of these strikes before?
I certainly have, and my nose has been on the other side of my face.
He's a very tough man. Suicide dive there from Joseph Connors, taking the champion down, but now Connors needing to collect himself.
And hey,
after that.
We talked about respect earlier. I'd like to consider myself and Jay Joshua's friends. If he's going to kick me that hard, think about how he's going to react in a championship situation. If he feels threatened, I wouldn't want to be in the same building.
Oh, good God, no. Spinebuster from Joseph Connors. Not quite enough to end it, but it's going to be enough to weaken Jay Joshua quite a bit, you'd think.
Joseph Connors slowing the pace down now. We saw a lot of high-speed, high-intensity exchanges to start this match off. Realizes that maybe Jay Joshua had the up on him there, so taking it slower, going for a different strategy that right now is working wonders for him.
You've got to think, Joseph Connors is helping Jay Joshua to his feet, obviously to inflict a little bit more punishment and more damage, but Jay Joshua, he's a very clever man. He is prone to playing possum sometimes. Maybe Joseph Connors is putting himself in a risky position, just lifting him to his feet. You're giving him the leverage he needs to hit you with a very devastating strike. As Joseph Connors sends the champion down again, knee into the back, again trying to weaken the champion.
And Joseph Connors doing something that's almost been a running theme in our conversation over this show, in covering and keeping on top of his opponent. He is getting those pins in. He is exhausting Jay Joshua just that little bit more by forcing him to kick out. He knows he's not going to win with certain things, but he knows that just as much as he possibly can, he needs to chip away at the unbelievable, goodness me, the unbelievable gas tank of Jay Joshua.
Even Thor would be scared of that thunderous chop from Jay Joshua. We're seeing glimpses from both men of exactly why they are in the positions they are in.
These are undoubtedly two of the very best that the UK have to offer, and they're going to head for something as prestigious and important as the No Mercy Championship. And now I truly hope the fans listening and watching this now can appreciate how much a chop can take out of you.
Absolutely.
I'm sure all of us have experienced being winded before. The breath, just everything leaving your body at once. Now imagine that 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row in a combat situation. It is almost unthinkable unless you've experienced it.
Adrenaline is a hell of a drug, but adrenaline can only take you so far. Eventually, a lot of what these men are putting each other through, it's going to show its effect. And we're seeing it slowly now. Both men gradually slowing the pace down.
Huge back suplex. Another cover and another kick out from Jay Joshua. And Joseph Connors being smart here, taking his time. He knows he's in control. He can take that moment to recuperate. He's somebody who, earlier on I said, can use frustration and channel it. He can use that and make himself that little bit better. He can use it for exactly what he needs to. He's not going to let that get the better of him. And here, huge knee.
I mean, Joseph Connors has a proven track record. I mean, you look at the accolades that this man has accomplished over his 18-year career. Former WCPW Tag Team Champion, Defiant Champion. Of course, a member of the NXT UK roster. Recently, he's been competing a lot for Progress. All these different top-tier companies. King of Chaos.
100%. Very recently a King of Chaos champion, a former TNT champion, somebody who not only competed in NXT UK, but competed on the loops with the very best in the business. Also, previously part of 205 Live, this man has had experiences in every different situation you can possibly think of, and he's taken all of that to form into the wrestler that he is today.
When the lights are at their brightest, that's where the biggest stars come out to play and to shine. And Joseph Connors, tonight for the championship, is proving just that. Body slam. And I mean, Jay Joshua is a big guy to lift once, twice, 3 times with the body slam. It takes a lot out of you.
Absolutely. He knows that by doing this, by exerting his own energy, he is going to take even more out of Jay Joshua. A very close cover there. We are seeing the energy levels deplete from Jay Joshua. And we are seeing Joe Connors channel that anger, channel that annoyance, channel that frustration into his offense.
A match like this, it can be a very dangerous game because obviously you're going against someone that you have a tremendous amount of respect for. But also, you're going against someone that is notorious for being dangerous. Also, both men have never shied away from some underhanded tactics. You've got to think that that might come into play eventually in this match as the desperation grows in both men.
That's very true. As I said earlier, that there isn't a friendship here. There's a mutual professional respect, but that's only going to take them so far. And
respect doesn't pay the bills. Championships do.
Go brutal with the chops here. 5, 6, 7, just unloading.
Unrelenting chops from Jay Joshua.
On a huge strike there. Boom, and another one. Drops JJ to the ropes. Dokondo.
Well, he caught him. He caught him.
Wow.
Well scouted. He's done it before in this match. Jay Joshua knew what was coming. Plants him with a power bomb. And this could be the change in the tide that we needed tonight, Benjamin. This could be it.
Here comes rolling forearm.
German suplex.
Stalling German suplex with the bridge. Beautiful work here.
And a kick out.
Just
again.
able to eat the kick out. And now just a few minutes ago, Joseph Connors had such heavy control over Jay Joshua that he had time to rest, he had time to think and regroup. It is crazy what can happen in such a short period of time because right now the tides are firmly in Jay Joshua's corner.
A match like this can change in an instant, and we've seen it just now with that incredible catch from Jay Joshua.
Here we go.
But then again,
jackknife cover.
kick out from the
Kick out
champion.
both straight back to their feet.
Going for a roll-up reversal into a
And another
senton.
senton.
This is, both men have watched each other wrestle multiple times. They know each other like a book.
Go. Wow,
Inverted DDT.
Unbelievable full Nelson spin out into the DDT. Doesn't quite get it.
Both of these men are giving it everything they have. That is how important the No Mercy Wrestling Championship is to both of these men and to everyone in that locker room. I know they are watching this very, very closely because whoever wins this match will have a massive target on their back.
That is absolutely true. And hey, both of these guys showing absolutely everything they have at this. If I was a challenger in the locker room, if I was somebody looking to win that No Mercy Championship, oh, excuse me, we may be seeing the
Could
final.
be over. The strength of Jay Joshua to reverse that.
Unbelievable.
Dog star powerbomb there.
Two, and another kick out.
Enough.
Excuse me, as I was saying, like, if I was somebody watching, if I was somebody with the No Mercy Singles Championship in my eye line, I would have a notepad, I would have a pen, I would have cameras, I would be trying to get every little bit of information from this match as possible, because they are showing us everything they have. And if you can take everything they have, you can study that, you can figure out their weak points, their strong points, you may be watching your key to become the next No Mercy champion if you're paying attention to this match.
The thing with this match as well is not just in No Mercy, anyone who has a match in the next week, 2 weeks lined up with Jay Joshua or Joseph Connors, they would be loving this match because they are knocking each other from pillar to post. They are bruising each other, battering each other. That's going to weaken them in the long run. I mean, they're not going to wake up tomorrow and be fine and dandy. This is going to take a toll and effect on people.
It certainly is. Wrestling the people of this caliber, wrestling somebody as experienced as Joseph Connors, as intense as Jay Joshua, that is something you simply can't do every day. You have to prepare yourself.
This is dangerous. Again, to the top. We saw this in our first match. Jay Joshua possibly thinking a superplex. This could spell the end for this match for Joseph Connors, but he reverses it.
Sunset flip powerbomb.
Jay Joshua
incredibly smart,
but not smart enough.
Into the suicide dive.
Into a DDT.
So much momentum, swings into a DDT. Joseph Connors is on a roll.
But DDT in the ropes. This is it. New champion.
1, 2.
Joseph. No. But Ben, very important. We've got mats around the ring. Very thin layers of padding. That wasn't on those. That was on the bare, exposed floor of the Caerphilly Leisure Centre.
That cleared the ring, it cleared the padding, they almost cleared themselves straight back into the locker room.
And then again in the ring, another DDT from the middle rope, and still, somehow, some way, by hook, by crook, Jay Joshua, the champion, still in this match.
Wait a second.
Is Joe...
Joseph Connors holding the No Mercy Championship.
He's got an idea, but I don't know if I like it.
Is this the right way to go up?
He thought better of it.
Straight over to the outside.
But was that
there.
a mistake?
Gutsim goes for it again with the DDT. Gets
again. Masterclass here. Deadlift suplex.
Jay Joshua desperately needs to capitalize here.
What a match for the championship.
Oh!
Spinning back kick to the official.
Spinning back kick takes Stu the ref down.
He's out. That hurts for someone who is trained to be a professional wrestler. Stu is not a trained wrestler. He's not meant to take damage like this. Can we get someone to check on Stu? I haven't seen him move. I haven't seen the official move, Ben. I'm worried, but
that spinning back kick from Jay Joshua has knocked out the best of the best, and now he's holding the No Mercy Championship.
Both men having the similar idea. That championship, I mean, that's 10 pounds of gold. That's heavy. That is a lot of weight, a lot of metal to clatter against your skull, let me tell you. Jay Joshua again thinking better of it. He wants to win this match with respect. That's what No Mercy Wrestling is about.
It certainly is going muscle buster here.
He's ended many a match like this, but Joe Connor's able to reverse it.
Into the buckle. Joe Connor
to the belt. No! Off the head! I don't think he realizes exactly what he just did. He seems surprised with himself.
Joseph Connor's worked on instinct. Joseph Connor's worked on that 18 years of experience. He knows what he needs to do to get it done.
It's that killer instinct. Hangman neckbreaker. And now trying to stir the referee.
Could this be it for the reign of Jay Joshua? And it is!
Joseph Connors, your champion. What a match and a less than ideal ending, but...
And hey,
wow.
I said that professional respect, it can only take you so far. Joseph Connors did exactly what he felt like he needed to do to become the second ever No Mercy heavyweight champion.
No Mercy Wrestling champion, Joseph Connors, but take nothing away from your inaugural champion. What a performance. What a career here in No Mercy Wrestling Jay Joshua's had. What a career he is going to continue to have. But for now, he will have that career sans the No Mercy Wrestling Championship. Congratulations to Joseph Connors and commiserations, Jay Joshua. As referee Stu Waters being held to the back. I hope he's okay to continue. We need him for a mammoth steel cage main event this evening.
Absolutely. Jay Joshua just coming around now, realizing what's happened.
He's shocked. He's heartbroken, I would say. Questioning what just happened.
The crowd showing their appreciation here.
You can take nothing away from him. That match was hard fought to the very end. Tooth and nail. What an athlete Jay Joshua is. Now questioning what happened with Rich, the MC, and he can't quite believe it, Ben.
You've got to wonder, a frustration like that, what is next in No Mercy for Jay Joshua?
Joe Connors, I'm not fucking finished with you.
Wait. What are you doing here? You want to know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. And that's become the new No Mercy heavyweight champion. And as that had to be at the expense of you, Jay. I didn't want to do what I did out there, but simply put you back me into a corner. I saw it in your eyes. You held this championship. You held this championship that you worked so hard to get in your hands, and you were thinking about it, weren't you? You were going to smash me in the face with this. Well, you didn't take your shot, and I took mine. I've been taking my shot. I've been doing everything right these entire 18 years. I've been nice. I've shook everyone's hand. I've done everything that's ever been asked of me. And where has it gotten me? The minute I stopped playing by the rules, the minute I stopped playing by everybody else's expectations, is what got me to where I stand right now. I'm not taking anything away from you, Jay, but I'm going to be damned if I'm going to take anything away from myself. That's all I've got to say. Just...
Virus. You good for nothing scumbag.
despicable actions here from the Virus.
The Virus well and truly taking shape.
Oh, wait a minute!
What a group of scumbags!
Stand tall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the rules of the main event are as follows. The members from opposing teams will start the match. Every 2 minutes, alternating members of each team will enter. Once and only once, all members of the team are in the ring, can the match be won. The match can only be won by pinfall or submission. Escaping the cage does not end the match. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, I said, are you ready?
They might be, but I don't know if the 8-man backstage are. This is very important now, Ben. This means that the Virus gain the advantage. The first additional man to enter will be a member of the Virus.
And hey, you have to think, is that a payoff? Is that an exchange for the team of Big Van Wesker, Bevan and Leon Cage not yet revealing their fourth competitor? Could that have been the deal that was struck up in the contract for this match? Could this be? Yes, you don't have to tell us. We don't have to know who your fourth team member is, but you have to give us the man advantage.
That's very good point. That could exactly be the point, either way it went.
Hailing from Connecticut, South Wales, he is 170 pounds of raw sex appeal.
What a terrible person.
He is your girlfriend's favorite wrestler.
He sucks so badly.
Representing the Virus,
I'm allergic to him.
the Big Daddy,
Nice hoodie though. Nice
Pity is
hoodie.
being worn by literal trash. Dale Johnson is one of the people on this earth that if we had another meteor strike, I hope it would land directly on him. Dale Johnson
Goodness
is
me.
the embodiment of everything that is wrong with this society.
Well, I'm sure you're incredibly happy to find out that he is one of the two men who is going to be spending the longest time inside of an 18-foot steel cage.
Good, I hope he hurts his knee.
Specifically his knee?
Specifically his knee.
Which one?
The left knee, because that's the one he's got the tattoo on. That's the right knee. I did it wrong. It's the right knee.
You're so distracted by your
I hate him.
Vitriol of Dale Johnson.
Him and the Virus. The Virus have been ruining No Mercy Wrestling for almost a year. For 10 months, the Virus have been the very epicenter of all that has gone wrong with this company. And I hope that whoever this mystery man is can kick every single member of them into touch.
And now,
So much for unbiased journalism.
Who's out first for the opponents?
Making them wait.
Wait, no it isn't.
ladies and gentlemen,
I think we have found our mystery competitor.
to No Mercy Wrestling, he is the first ever Iron Cobra, hailing from Penrith, South Wales. This is
not seen Shane Hooker in 10 long months. And since that man, Dale Johnson, betrayed him following a tag team match and joined the Virus.
You have taken the words directly out of my mouth. 10 months since Shane Hooker has stepped inside a No Mercy ring. A lot has happened in those 10 months. But Shane's focus for No Mercy Wrestling has certainly been on one man, and he has stood in the ring, inside the cage, face to face with him right now.
Dale Johnson is locked in with the enhanced Shane Hooker. And I hope you don't mind me saying, a pissed off Shane Hooker. He has a point to prove. And I can't wait to see him prove it.
Unbelievable that Shane Hooker's even waiting for the bell to ring to get his hands on Dale Johnson.
Dale Johnson showing the coward that he is, trying to run away, but Shane Hooker has waited too long to let him get away from him. Dale Johnson betrayed Shane Hooker, as I said, smacked him with a chair, joining the Virus. And since then, the Virus has run roughshod over this entire company. Tonight could be finally the night that they have their comeuppance. And I'm so glad that Shane Hooker is your soul bridge.
Unreal.
Straight off the bat.
Unreal missile dropkick. Now this is an incredibly smart move by Team Big Van Wesker here. Because not only have they initiated the surprise straight away, Shane Hooker gonna take Dale Johnson completely off his ball game. However, this also means that Shane Hooker will be the first man to experience the Virus's man advantage in around a minute's time.
And here's the thing, there's a danger there. Because we said, yes, Dale Johnson took Shane Hooker out of No Mercy Wrestling. However, what really took Shane Hooker out of professional wrestling over these last few months was a devastating injury to his forearm. Since then, Shane Hooker has not been seen. He has been recovering. Obviously, he has been sizing up. I mean, he looks incredible right now.
And you see an injury, the first major injury of any competitor's career is make or break, and it is making Shane Hooker in his recovery. And we're about to see the second member of the Virus.
2 minutes already elapsed.
The heavyweight pro Adam Carter. Wasting no time getting in there.
Well, Shane Hooker on him immediately. Underneath he goes. Shane Hooker is an incredibly fast individual. I mean, since he's come back from this injury, he's only had one match. But in that one match, he looked to be enhanced. But no amount of enhancements is going to save you from that low blow from Dale Johnson.
Not at all. And Adam Carter on him straight away, mauling Shane Hooker. Of course, and now without a doubt, the tide's quickly turning in favor of the Virus, which is very natural in a match like this. The situation you're in, it would be borderline impossible for any other scenario to take place here.
It definitely would, but if you're Shane Hooker, what do you have to do in a match like this? You can't get away from your opponents. What do you have to do to bide time until either Leon Cage, Wesker, or Bevan join you in that cage?
I'd say if he wasn't currently in the process of an absolute mauling at the hands of Adam Carter and Dale Johnson, I'd say he'd have to use that speed to his advantage.
This is decimation, but luckily he doesn't have to wait too much longer.
And here comes Bevan.
That bastard son is in!
One of the men at the very last No Mercy show, even the odds against the Virus during MJ Grayson's championship opportunity against Jay Joshua in the triple threat with TJ Sky.
Well, let's look at that man in there right now, Adam Carter and Bevan. Adam Carter joined the Virus by costing Bevan a triple threat tables match involving himself and Tom Ferriman in Bevan's own hometown at All the Way Home last year. Since that point, Bevan has been in a war with the Virus, and tonight he could finally get that win. As he lifts Dale Johnson up in his corner, go on.
Boom.
Into the corner.
Death Valley driver driving Dale Johnson directly into Adam Carter. Got to take the wind out of you. Shane Hooker has backup, and we are back on an even playing field in this match. Double drop kick. Staggers Adam Carter, just takes him down.
Oh my God, what was that?
Unbelievable. Running shooting star press knee drop. And a picture-perfect moonsault combination from Bevan and Shane Hooker.
Bevan is not the kind of guy you'd envision doing a moonsault. Lands it as Dale Johnson.
On his feet.
Look, I don't like Dale Johnson, in case you didn't realise. What was that?
But I bet you love that.
That turned Dale Johnson inside out.
Piercing spear. Now the Virus have got to be worried.
A goal from Bevan, and now...
Of course, here comes Tom Ferriman.
The Raptor is in. But he doesn't want to get in straight away. See, is this a wise move?
Coming through here, and none of our voices now.
That doesn't sound good. It looks like it's froze.
We didn't touch it with our reduction, by the way. It was just. It was like mid-sentence,
Seems
wasn't
like
it?
we probably lost that.
We lost the full shot.
I don't know. Not a clue.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're back now.
After some technical issues there.
But we are back just in time.
Big Van Wesker.
No!
MJ Grayson again, the Virus. Catching up to Wesker.
Well, before the violent interruption by MJ Grayson, I was about to say both of my encounters in No Mercy in the ring have been in matches with Big Van Wesker. And it is somebody who I have wrestled, I believe, more than anybody else in my career. And it is someone I have huge respect for, and I know he can come back from something like this. But it is textbook MJ Grayson to take one more cheap shot. He had the opportunity and he took it.
And now MJ Grayson locking the cage. The Virus is set against their opponents.
And you see the cage locked with a 4-on-2 advantage to the Virus.
Big Van Wesker is laid out in front of the entranceway. Leon Cage is yet to make his entrance.
And something else you got to think about here is, of course, MJ Grayson was the last entrant for the Virus. So he has lapsed that 2-minute time period.
He cut across.
It is longer than 2 minutes that Shane Hooker and Bevan are going to have to wait.
Very good point.
To get help
that,
from either an already affected Big Van Wesker, somebody who is already hurt on the outside, or Leon Cage.
Countdown is on. Leon Cage will need to get in this match ASAP because it is looking dire for his team right now. There he is, he's in. Look at him, he's going. He's climbing the cage.
He is not interested in using the door.
This young man
Goodness me, what is...
incredibly brave. What
this
is he thinking?
Not a position I envy at all. The virus scurrying to save themselves.
This isn't a fixed structure. This is a steel cage.
Not at all.
This isn't a building.
And Leon...
Dale Johnson thrown off the top rope. Leon Cage.
Oh,
double cutter.
Double spinning cutter. Leon Cage just getting himself to safety. That was an incredibly precarious position he put himself in, but it did pay off.
Wesker is struggling to get into the ring right now. He's struggling.
He's trying to break that lock. He's trying to break the tie. He's got the key. Leon has the key.
He's letting his partner in. And only when Wesker gets in could this match come to its conclusion. He needs to get in this match.
We are stepping in the ring.
Let the games begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the steel cage match has now started!
And so has an all-out war! This is a war. There is no other way to describe it.
It truly is. We see everybody in separate corners there. And the biggest focus, you saw Wesker and MJ Grayson beeline for each other. Reverse Hurricane Rana from Leon Cage.
That's how it all started. All of this started.
Shane Hooker, beautiful.
With the Devil's Reject betrayal. MJ Grayson turning on Big Van Wesker.
Dusty Rhodes-esque elbow from Big Van Wesker. Beautiful exploder suplex. The tide's firmly turned in favor.
Team No Mercy standing tall. And
here we go. Adam
they
Carter
want the advantage.
Sent sliding out of the cage. As said earlier in the rules,
the action's pouring out right now.
Something
Very
we mentioned,
important.
escaping the cage is not going to gain anybody a victory here.
The match can't be won or be lost outside of the cage in any way. You've got to get back in there and you've got to make your opponent submit, or you've got to pin their shoulders down to the mat for a 3 count. That's all you've got to do.
Has found the chair that MJ Grayson
that is the chair
came out with, and you see Bevan 4 kendo sticks in hand, 1 for each of his teammates. And now, needless to say, steel cage situation, no disqualifications, no countouts, everything we are about to witness is very legal.
Could this team be the antidote? Could they be the cure for the virus?
You see Leon Cage swinging away at Dale Johnson over in the corner.
Wesker chair-assisted punches to the head of MJ Grayson.
Shane Hooker taking out Tom Ferriman. There's so much action all taking place at once.
So much action, so much anger in that ring.
See Big Van Wesker going up to the second rope here.
Splash onto the chair.
Unreal, the first cover of the match. Referee Stu. Oh, wow.
Broken up by the body of Leon Cage, and a low blow again from Dale Johnson to the surprise of absolutely no one.
Here.
Supergeddon!
There you go, Ferriman.
Or one half of it anyway. Go to sleep.
And Adam Carter.
Sky high from Adam Carter. And now the virus have turned it in their favor, just
and MJ
like
Grayson
that.
has hold of that chair again. Big Van Wesker. A V-trigger knee sending the steel into the skull.
Much like how this all started.
Another pin there, referee Stu. Oh! Just kicking out. You see the frustration on the faces of all of the virus. They thought they had that.
Dale Johnson now putting his hands on the official. The virus has no respect for authority.
Not at all. Again, unfortunately, putting your hands on referee Stu is completely legal here, and Stu now...
I don't know if this is a good idea for Stu.
Stu putting himself in harm's way, but if it's the only way he can gain any semblance of control, you know, it's something that comes with the job of being a referee. And now we're back to a complete slugfest between all 8 men here.
Stu is in the middle of a war zone. All 8 of these men will be in excruciating pain by this evening's conclusion.
And now we are looking
perhaps double
at
suplex. Wesker is up.
Oh my
and
goodness.
Could he be the change they needed?
Quadruple suplex.
8 broken bodies in the center of the cage.
And we are back to a stalemate. You see that, you hear the crowd now showing their appreciation.
Today is the 2nd anniversary of No Mercy Wrestling. For me, it is my 1st anniversary of starting with this incredible company. And in that year, I have never seen anything quite like this. This isn't a match. This is a war to settle the score.
It absolutely is. And it comes down to the 2 men who started it all.
They were in the very first match of this company, and now they are in the main event of the 2nd anniversary in the first ever cage match.
And I can't lie, Kai, as a part...
Look at this.
As a small part of the No Mercy career of the Devil's Rejects, I did not see it coming to this. Unbelievable drop kick
of the heavyweight pro there. Oh my God!
Inside out.
Sick kick from Dale Johnson, but Shane Hooker's in.
Tom Ferriman with a running knee strike. Huge
Discus
rolling elbow from
elbow.
Bevan.
Bicycle knee.
Headbutt.
And they're all down again.
This is exhausting to watch. Now you've got to think the advantage is going to very clearly lie with whoever manages to muster the courage, the strength to get back on their 2 feet and continue here. And I couldn't place a bet on who that may be if you made me.
This is brutal. There's no other words to describe it. These men are breaking each other.
And if you can call him this, it seems that Tom Ferriman is the freshest man right now, but Shane Hooker, one of the first 2 people to enter the cage, has been in this match the longest amount of time.
The enhanced Shane Hooker. He is not done with Tom Ferriman yet. What is he thinking?
Here, a fireman's carry lift.
What? No. Shane, you just came back from an injury. Is this wise?
Incredibly dangerous. Could he be looking for an air raid crash? From the 2nd rope, he needs to capitalize. It is going to be so hard to do after all of this time, but somebody needs to capitalize. Somebody needs to try and pin. Somebody needs to end this match.
I know he wants revenge. I know he wants retribution. But at what cost, Shane Hooker?
And you
at
see
what cost?
Over in the far corner, Dale Johnson and Leon Cage.
Now what are they thinking?
Oh my goodness,
No.
electric chair.
No. A one-winged angel.
One-winged angel.
Jesus.
Sends Dale Johnson to the ground with so much force that it sends him back to his feet, and Leon Cage trying his absolute best to capitalize, and it just doesn't work.
This is unbelievable.
Now Wesker has hold of Adam Carter, massive headbutt.
And now the attention is straight back to MJ Grayson as we see Rising Tide with Tom Fairman and Dale Johnson there on the outside.
Tom Fairman through the curtain, sent Dale Johnson straight into the cage and back through the curtain himself.
Rising tightly on cage, and Shane Hooker gone to the back to chase their opponents, but now Wesker, Adam Carter, MJ Grayson
and
Bevan remain.
Now, as mentioned earlier, escaping the cage, escaping the building won't mean you have lost this match. This can and has gone absolutely everywhere. We can only imagine what is currently going on behind that curtain, but right now in front of us, Big Van Wesker has hold of a table.
There's only one way this could end, and it's not a good way.
Slides it into his teammate Bevan, setting up.
They can't be thinking of another one, surely not.
It doesn't look like they're just going to settle for the one.
This crowd is out for blood, and if it's the blood of the virus, then so be it.
You saw, he just caught there, MJ Grayson trying with all of his might. All he could do is grab Bevan's ankle to try and prevent him from grabbing this second table, and God forbid what these two have in mind. But it looks like it could finally be the end of MJ Grayson. Bevan heading up to the top row.
MJ Grayson now the leader of the virus, perched on the table.
No.
This isn't far enough,
No.
says Big Van Wesker. He can't be thinking this. There's no way. Bevan, you can't be thinking this.
Goodness me, that is
the bastard son.
That is an incredibly
no
thin
limit.
The top of that cage is not made to hold any human weight. Bevan needs to be incredibly careful.
May have to. Oh, shut up.
No.
There's no. Come on. What's the point of this? We heard earlier James Ellis had a point of mentioning Bevan when his match wasn't made official for this show. And now it looks like he's inserting himself into the business of the bastard son and the virus.
Bevan needs to be incredibly careful.
This isn't the time or the place. James Ellis has no business being out here at all. Hold on!
Oh!
Adam Carter now
just enough
taking
time for
advantage
Adam
of the distraction. Wait, look at Ellis.
Hey, wait a second.
Ellis
you see
climbing
James
up.
Ellis?
Through the tables goes the bastard son.
Sends Bevan crashing and burning. And who stands tall?
James Ellis, what have you done?
MJ Grayson in for the cover. 1, 2, 3.
Despicable.
Team No Mercy have fallen at the hands of the virus and the hands of the brilliance.
Your winner by pinfall, the virus!
The virus did not beat Bevan. That no good snake, the head of the snake has shown itself, and it is James Ellis.
James Ellis clearly came here tonight with a point to prove. He tried to prove it with Ethan Thomas earlier, and he still felt like he needed the last say. And what better way to do that, to hit Bevan right in the heart, than to cost him the biggest match of his career.
2 years of No Mercy, a company built on the blood, the sweat and the tears of Bevan, and it ends like this. For 2 years, No Mercy has been about respect. But now, the virus has played, has consumed, and has tried to kill No Mercy Wrestling. And after that, they may have succeeded.
On a night where we crown a brand new No Mercy heavyweight champion, a night that should have been the pinnacle of everything that represents No Mercy, we are seeing the founder rolling, crawling, barely able to escape the cage after an absolutely punishing landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a night, what a match, what a couple of years. Thank you to No Mercy Wrestling, thank you to this incredible crowd at Caerphilly Leisure Centre, and thank you to you for watching on Premier Wrestling. This has been No Mercy Wrestling, Head of the Snake. Thank you, and we'll see you on April 20th.
We have proven that we are unstoppable at No Mercy. They thought they could stop us with some of their best wrestlers that they have on this roster, but that's where they went wrong. Because we're the best in this roster.
They thought they could stack the odds against us. You got a mystery partner, not even telling us who we're against. You got Bev sticking his nose in. But I tell you what, the best thing about our match, lay in that chair in the back of Wesker and watching Bev fall off the cage to the table. Oh, that felt so good. And to make Wesker watch it as he fell. Oh, music to my ears. Music to my ears.
There's No Mercy. We have proven we are the virus. And that match there proves that it doesn't matter who you put against us, what stipulation you put us in. Stack the odds however you want, stack the deck, and we will show time and time again that there isn't a damn thing you can do to cure the virus. Wesker, I know you had to watch as Bevan fell off that cage through those tables, and it felt so good just to roll off at the last second and watch as he crashed through, as I covered him, and as I got the 1, 2, 3 for the virus. But don't think for a second that means you and me are done. I know what you did to me in that match. I know I'm going to be feeling it for weeks. But all that's going to do is fuel the fire now. Me and you are not done, and I will show you what I can do.
Everyone's going to say that we constantly repeat ourselves, ow, and say the same thing all the time. But we'll stop beating this dead horse and we'll stop spitting out money.
Boom.